Welcome back to the Weekly Wrap. George, what a big couple of nights we've had since we've spoken last.
Well, we thought the nights were going to be longer, but then that Allegro came in the daylight and surprised us.
Oh, well, they promised 1 a.m, but they floated their way in. They were doing 1 minute they're doing 10 knots, next minute they're doing zilch.
Wasn't it a magnificent sight, them coming across the finishing line?
It was beautiful. Now, just part of the celebrations we had was obviously the Allegro coming in, but there's a very moving service afterwards, George, the Anzac Day footage, which we'll show you soon. That was a terrific ceremony, and your trumpet playing was fantastic. And
we'll also hear Ren Barlow singing her own song, and also the acknowledgement we got of Anzac Day from Runaway, which was very, very special.
This is a message from Daniel Turner for Anzac Day. Today is an Anzac Day, and we will be thinking of all the men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice to give us the freedom to live the life we have, and to even have the opportunity to test ourselves in events such as this.
Long afloat on shipless oceans, I did all my best to smile to your singing eyes and fingers, drew me loving to your eye, and you sang, sail to me, let me unfold you. Here I am, waiting to hold you.
At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
Okay, so we left you last week with a question, and that was about a building. So over to you, George, to explain more.
So, to answer our question from the other day, there are two towers. One is the sludge factory, which we are talking about at the moment, and I'm standing outside. And the other is the recycling factory, which we see a puff of smoke occasionally come out of. So when you come to Osaka, make sure you come and see the Willy Wonka factory, which I've just talked about.
All right, thanks, George. Now, I've got Paul Roberts making a guest appearance from Lord Jiminy. Welcome, Paul.
Oh, thanks, Martin.
No worries. So, look, the story. You pulled out. That was a tough decision.
Sure. Look, we had a bit of a roller coaster race, as you're aware of. The auto helm issues. We had to turn around at just out of Southport. We make some repairs to the auto helm, and then we still had some problems with it. Once we'd pulled in at an atoll in Micronesia, we thought we were okay, and then all of a sudden, bang, we lost our main firepower on the Class 40, which is a bowsprit, and that just snapped in half. So, yeah, looking at what we had left, it was, and we're still potentially having some issues with the auto helm. We basically had to retire in at Saipan.
Well, that's disappointing, Paul, for you. You have done the race before, which is, and going to do it again?
A bit early at this stage, but most likely not, but you never know.
You never know, sorry. Okay, so let's talk about the fleet. Paul's a bit of an expert on the race, obviously. We've got Matrix Reloaded not far away, the other 40.
Yeah, look, they're having a great race. They're sailing that Class 40 well, and I hope they get in some breeze and finish with a flurry.
Well, they're going to have 3 boats in a row, Bartolome and the Edge. I mean, the Edge boys, how disappointing for them to be able to nurse. They're nursing their boat at the moment. They don't quite trust their rig.
Yeah, look, they are determined to finish, obviously, and they're doing their best with a damaged rig. And knowing those guys, I think they're very determined to finish as soon as they can.
All right, so we've got Spirit and Runaway. Runaway, an absolute cracker of a race so far. They're right up there in the results.
Oh, sure. We've been monitoring them when we were racing, and I was particularly impressed with Runaway's consistency against Spirit of Down Under, being a smaller boat, and they're sailing really well, not taking anything away from Spirit of Down Under. With Laurie and Tim, they're still sailing well, but to keep up with Spirit, they're doing a great job.
That's right. And we've got Surf Dude in that pack as well. Now, we've got a pack of boats then. We've got Electra, 47.7. We haven't heard a lot from Electra, but thoughts on them?
They started off a bit slowly, but they're slowly getting their act together. And I think for a big, heavy boat, they are sailing really well in the light conditions through this later stage of the race.
They were, aren't they? And as they approach Osaka as well. Now, you've had a bit of experience. You've sailed a 3600s, haven't you?
I have, yes. A little done a Geelong regatta in a 3600.
So, what's your thoughts on there? The three pack, they're having a great tussle.
Oh, absolutely. And Maverick is sailing really well. They're all sailing well. Maverick and Kraken. I think Kraken's got a slight. They got a carbon rig, slightly powerful rig, but it's going to be very close on handicap between those boats.
Look, it will. And we had some news in Facebook last night that Maverick had about 50 knots along with Red Jacket. Tough thing. They had to sort of go into conservative mode for a while there and lost a bit of time.
Yes, and look, I think they've been racing a while. The Kraken guys, I think, would handle the 50 knots, and even the Maverick guys. But it's a tough ask at 50 knots out in the middle of the Pacific.
Look, it is. So we spoke to Red Jacket and just got a bit of their thoughts on how the race is going. We haven't heard much from you. So how are you going out there?
We're doing really well, Martin. We're in a nice rhythm, a nice sailing routine. We had a rough night last night with lots of walls and seeing sort of 30 knots overnight. So not very pleasant conditions yesterday. But other than that, we're doing really well. We're just sailing very conservatively and just making sure that Red Jacket gets to Osaka in one piece.
Well, that's a very good plan. I had a text from Maverick saying they had 50 knots last night, so that would have been quite a lot to deal with.
Yeah, we're neck and neck with Maverick now for about 3 days. I think today we've snuck away from them. So it's been quite enjoyable having them in life behind us mostly at night time. So, but we were both caught in some really lousy weather yesterday and overnight.
Your next one to catch is Kraken by the look of things. Are you confident you'll catch them?
Thank you. Look, we are sailing. I think we're probably sailing at Red Jacket top of her capacity to what she's probably capable of. But our goal is just not to push too hard. And I think, we're very much like the tortoise, just sort of plodding along. Doing a few little strategic manoeuvres along the way. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't work. When there's no wind, we seem to just fall in a huge hole and just don't have the sails to make the boat go. So that can be really frustrating when there's no wind. But with wind, we seem to be powering along and we're sailing beautifully.
And how's the food situation? Are you down to your last buckets of 2-minute noodles, or do we have some nice food still?
So we have got containers lined on each side of our quarter berth full of really yummy stuff. We're down to pumpkin, onions and sweet potato for vegetables, and we have got 6 oranges left, so we're down to some dry fruit for our breakfast. But I think our cholesterol is going to be up, so we seem to have been eating lots of cheese. We're doing really well food-wise.
You're out there, you don't see it, but you're going to have a lot of supporters on the finish line wishing you all the best as you cross that finish line.
Oh, thank you so much, Martin. It's such a privilege to be doing this race, and I'm really proud to be one of the 3 women out here and to be part of Red Jacket to cross that line, and we're very, very much looking forward to getting there. I think we've got about 1,000 miles to go to the entrance to Osaka Bay, so hopefully fair winds, and we'll see you all in a week or so.
So, Paul, one boat that's been stuck in the doldrums for a long time, Force 11.
Yeah, they have. I think when they get in the trades, they're going to take off and they're going to take some miles out of the boats behind them. Big Adams 10, it goes well off the breeze and some heavy winds.
We actually spoke to Force 11 a couple of days ago, and this is what they got to say. Welcome along, Jamie. We've got Jamie from Force 11. How you going, mate? How's it going out there?
It's going pretty good. Yeah, the wind's just freshened today, which is good. Yeah, we've definitely had a lesson in the doldrums, mate. Yeah, done the induction and pretty well over it, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. But now that you're moving well, must be pretty excited about that. I see you on the track here doing sort of 7 or 8 knots, which is great.
Yeah, it's confident now we can put some miles in, but yeah, we're a long way behind, as everyone probably realises. Yeah, no, we're okay now. We've first time we've had water over the deck in weeks, so it's pretty good. Yeah, we're moving along pretty steady and just started reducing sail, which is a good sign.
All right, and what's life on board? It would have been pretty hot coming through the doldrums there.
It's been terrible for us. We've just it's been hard sailing. You know, just staying with it. You know, in light air, and you know, knowing the rest of the fleet's ticking away from you. It's been the headspace we've had to get a head around it, that's for sure.
Oh, look, I've been watching on Facebook and there you've got a heap of supporters.
Yeah, that's nice to know because we're pretty isolated from a lot of that information. You know, we just sort of two guys out in the middle of the ocean, you know, digging in. So, yeah, we sort of, you know, look hard at our performance too, and sometimes it's out of your hands. So, you know, whatever happens, you know, we got 100% into it. So, hopefully there'll be a bit better result at the end.
That's all right. George Shaw said he gave you guys a joke book, a book of jokes.
Oh, a book of jokes?
Yeah. Has that been useful?
We haven't been cracking too many jokes lately, to tell you the truth. And, I think, if the book's there, we might have to drag it out. I'm sure, I'm sure it'd be a good resource. Like, we've definitely been using George's beautiful sails that he lent us for the doldrums, so hopefully they'll be back in pristine condition. And they've worked really well. We appreciated the help on that.
So there's a lot of racing yet to go yet, and so we want to hear what Simon's got to say about the fleet so far and the weather.
Thanks, guys. Just a quick look from race headquarters here in Melbourne. We're just going to have a quick look at the fleet, and as you can see, we've got the fleet here on the chart spread out. We've got Utopia down the bottom here, Blue Tracks, who seem to have moved through the doldrums and moving along quite well. We've got Force 11 there moving at nearly 9 knots, so they're really enjoying the speed through the northeasterly trades. Then we've got our little bunch of Mr. Lucky, Maverick, Red Jacket, Kraken, Electra, Surf Dude. And then our next little two we've got here is Spirit of Down Under and Runaway, who seem to be joined at the hip as usual. And then the last three that we're going to concentrate on, who have got less than 180 miles to go. We've got Bartolome currently leading Matrix by 29 miles and another 44 to the edge. So if we go and have a quick look at Predict Wind, and you can see those three boats are currently in this little hole that's here, and they're starting to get this little westerly that's developing. So if we play the model now, we'll see that as they move along, the westerly starts to move to the north, and then it moves slowly northerly and lighter through the bay. So if we play that again, you can see they're going to hard on the wind, and they're going to have quite a good ride by the looks into Osaka Bay. So we're expecting them there tomorrow evening, maybe later tomorrow night, and then the edge maybe Sunday. Thanks for listening. Catch you next time.
Okay, so one thing Force 11's got to look forward to is quite a bit of enjoyment here. Guys, you're going to join the odd party. We've got 3 boats in the next few days.
Tomorrow night at this time is going to be very exciting. We've got the Japanese boat arriving, and what a reception they're going to have.
It's going to be huge. Paul, you going to join us?
Oh, so I've got to fly out tomorrow night, but if they come in tomorrow afternoon, I'll definitely be here to help celebrate.
And we're definitely there. We'll see you again on the Weekly Wrap.
Kampai.
Kampai.